on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. This is Sunday Dailies. Sunday Dailies, the 49th edition. Yes, I'm gonna talk a little history, about some content creation that I'm gonna do like every Wednesday. Talk about. I'm gonna mention the Indos Valley a little bit. Um, I found out I deleted some space on this computer. I could still pre-record just a little bit, but not much. I'm gonna live stream in the near future, like randomly. I ain't gonna live stream every day like that, but I will do pre-record content when I feel like it. I don't know, because I'm not gonna be on YouTube as much in the near future, but I'm just saying, like, for this year during the election, I'm gonna talk about it. Like, I'll drop some content, just to get y'all going on a live stream. I don't know what my situation like living wise here. I just got my stuff set up. Um, what you call my bank stuff. I had to set up my card, my finances, and all that is. That ain't nothing. I had to get a new one, and I had to set it up just now, this Sunday. I ain't gonna say Saturday. Well, actually, I set it up yesterday. Excuse me. I set it up Saturday of the 7th day. This is the Sunday, like the 49th edition. Oh my God. It's been a good last week. Enjoyed it, man. Been listening to reggae stuff, my old stuff, and then listen to the classics, the legends on their stages. And they sound good on them live performances on YouTube. I subscribe to a couple of channels and I like them, keep the vibes going. You know how it goes, And I think my favorite one of the lives of the old stuff is Pinchers. They got a good cast. Uh I think the Metro 87, they was at the San Metro, something like that. But we talking about in 87 when they had Pinchers, and then they had Daddy Life, excuse me, Daddy Life and Putty Roots. They had Papa San, or some people pronounce it Pappy San, or how they, Papa, he's the brother of Dirtsman. If you know the reggae dancehall artists and all that stuff, yeah, this is around in 87. And then they had Lecture, and then they had Brigadier Jerry. Good cast. I love it. Every time if you type in Pinches 87, you see the 55-minute video. Watch that. Watch the whole thing, because hell of a talent. And then you have Joe Lickshot, of course. I think he's a DJ or a hype man. He was a hype man in the Burro Bonton and Yami Bolo one in 85. He's the same guy with the red, with the red tie on his head, and then he has the hat. That's him, Joe Lickshot. So it makes sense. The guy was yelling through. He's in the beginning where Pinches was, and then he left, and then there it is. And then you got Metro with the white Kago hat, and all us and the DJs and stuff. Hell of a sudden. Then they had Danny Dredd on there. Danny Dredd, the legendary Danny with the dreadlocks, Danny Dredd, the legend. They said Reverend Danny Dredd. Whole nother story. That's a great cast. I like that one. They have a lot of good live shows. I saw the one with Garnick Silk and Dennis Brown. I saw the one where they had Barris Hammond, and then they had Junior Reed, the 1992 Ghetto Splash. That's actually my second favorite. My third favorite is Buju and Wayne Wonder. Those are my favorite artists out of that crew. So basically, you had a lot of good cast. I saw the 96 Ghetto Splash. Amazing. All the guy, I like half of the artists on there. And most other artists are cool too. They dope too. And that's crazy, but that goes to show you the talent that they have. But shouts out to my Jamaican brothers out over here. They part of our tribes of the Israelite movement and all that stuff. But you know how it goes. But it's like, I see this a lot all the time, but I've been listening to that stuff for years and years. I listened to the 90s at first, like half of it, but then I listened to the rest of it in '08. I really got entrenched into it in 2008. I was fine with the genre because I had to get away from the trash music in the 90s and all that. That wasn't gonna help my depression. I had to get something that's soothing and heavy. And this came right here, later on. But I got this hat in 2013 during a carnival in 2013 when I had this channel, and it's some videos of the carnival you can see on my channel, and that's how I got this hat. And it's an 11-year-old hat, by the way. It's an 11-year-old hat that's been in a closet for some years and years and years. I've worn it a few times. I actually wore it a few times that year, and then the rest of the years I just let it stay in the closet. Haven't worn it. Now I took this thing out of the closet. I'm wearing it like frequently because I'm trying something different with my apparel and all this other stuff. But anyways, Indos Valley, I did some Black History, not Black History, but Dark History streams talking about this. I know this is so-called Black History Month in America, but I just want to share this with y'all, and I'm gonna take myself out of it for a minute. I'm gonna maximize it. Right up in here, I talk about where Indos Valley is, and yes, the most Jindaro and all this other stuff. Harper, and they said sometime around 6,000 BCE, the mountainous region, all this up where India is and all that, the Indus Valley. That's the history where those people come from. They were darker skinned people, but they was interbreeding. Of course, conquest and whatnot. You see the symbolisms and all the other stuff, right? I talked about this in one of those streams. Y'all can go check it out. I'm not gonna go in depth on it, but that's the stuff I'm gonna be talking about Wednesday and stuff like that. I ain't gonna show all the wild statues and the stuff that's raw. I have to skim through all that, but I'll give you an idea, and I'll take it down, and I'll have to skim through the rest. I'll have it here and post it back up, and that's how I'm gonna do it. So yeah, it's got a lot of stuff here and a lot of stuff that mattered, and the idols and things like that. I am not gonna go in depth on that, but what I'm saying, like, I'm gonna stop sharing. So, but yeah, that's the stuff that I talk about on the channel. Like, that's what my actual channel was in the beginning. It was a mix of our knowledge, who we are, and then and a mix of a lot of other things. So basically, what I'm saying is that's my content, my real content that I talk about. I don't talk about it as much as I should, but it's a lot of stuff out there. He did some change. He didn't. They tried to suspend his account. They tried to ruin him, and he beat that lawsuit, and it said account suspended. So he's back. He destroyed their BS. So yeah, it's legal to have it, and he know the laws and all that other stuff. It's just basically hate online, and then he got his own website. He's still with it. He ain't going nowhere. I got history of stuff. We talk about it on live stream, off air, and you name it. I got a lot of historical shit. Like I got it on the channel. Y'all can go watch the playlist of all that. I don't have to explain all. I just give you some history of things you need to learn. I got Egypt. I got all that. I got all that stuff. I could have did this the whole month of that, but I didn't know he was going to be back. But shouts out to him. Salute to the brother. Realhistory.com. Salute to him. And we back. We back. I support his content. I share it on my shit, and that's cool because get people to know the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, in case y'all don't know, in reference, we can reference in the video what we said, and boom, boom, boom. And it's what it was. It's in the Dark History stream. You can check it out, whatever. I'm not gonna mention the title of the stuff. I'm just gonna talk a history drop, and that's things that are that nature. But then again, you look at the stuff that we're talking about, we see this stuff all the time. So apparently, a lot of individuals get caught up saying what we want to say, whatnot, and you see this stuff. And it's kind of beautiful that you get into the moment of the spaces that you need in America. You just understand the world is different. It's pride on pride. You know what I mean? I'm just understanding that what's going on. But yeah, man. And I'm just like, and I'm just looking at it, what's what. But I had to set the game down. I'm just playing it on the side. It's one of my hobbies, what I do, on the side. And then I go around and and do me, go out my daily life and live my life and just free without BS. But anyways, yeah, I've been listening to Russia Today and Steven Seagal. I did not know he had a Russian background, the martial artist. But his grandparents said this to him. He said this on RT talking about himself. He said, they said, don't speak Russian because the propaganda of the Cold War and all that stuff. But I ain't gonna go into the Cold War thing and all that other stuff. The Cold War is kind of tricky. Yeah, we lost against them, but America, a different time. My grandfather was a World War II vet, and years ago, he didn't speak on it much, but he knew what happened and things like that. But it's a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna touch on it. You already know the history of that. And he said when he came to this country, he said, don't speak Russian. His grandparents told him to speak English all the time in America, but his people came from a certain part of Russia. You know how that goes. But I didn't know that about his background, Steven Seagal. I didn't know that. Interesting. I learned a lot about him. He said that on Russia Today and on RT. Yeah, RT used to be big on YouTube, and then they deplatformed it to a way that this on Rumble. So again, this stuff is not new. But that's the whole purpose of me understanding what's going on in these frequent stuff that you see. So that's all I'm going to talk about the first half of this recording. I said, yeah, I'm talking about the Dark History Street, Indos Valley. We talked about that and things like that. A lot of things going on. People get caught up in the drama and stuff like that. Like a lot of stuff is happening online, and it's just like it's crazy. It's just not like something that you can just turn off and things like that. And I'm just saying, like, look, that's just some stuff that we don't all to see all the time, but I'm not gonna go in depth on what's what, but it's crazy. And I'm just gonna look at it like, and then I'm just gonna turn it off like on that side, but on that tip. Hope I don't get popped from that. And some inappropriate stuff on that side, but I turn it the other way. But thank goodness I didn't get hit with that. But you got individuals say, "Oh, I told you though." Like, nigga, you ain't did shit. Prophet over there spewing BS as usual. And yeah, and Ramil's string got popped. He was talking about them hoes, like he said. Should leave that political shit alone. That ain't your lane, bro. Y'all talk about male shit, male politics, gender politics. I don't talk about that garbage. It's not real politics, by the way. And they try to tell you, oh, the Democrats has always been liberal. But in reality, no, they're not. They are more conservative than they are liberal. If you want to go by that, that's mainstream talking point BS. They want you to believe they're liberal. They're not liberal. They are conservative as hell. When they put them laws on you, they locking your ass up and putting you in the jail, and they don't give a fuck about you. So stop with the bullshit, bro. And that's the whole point why people need to stop talking about them being this, them being that. That's cap. That's fucking cap. Tell the truth. Stop lying altogether. That's all I'm saying. But if you're gonna tell the truth right. You know what I'm saying? Tell the truth right. That's all I'm saying. Tell the truth right. You know? Tell the truth right. Let me see what we're going live for. Okay. Yeah. This coming embracing being an independent thinker. I'm going to talk about it on the 41st edition. I'm going to talk about a lot of things in sports, why it's finesse and all that. And I just subscribed to the channel. It's hilarious and it's that bad. I'm going to talk about a lot of things, what's going on in the league and things like that. Why they think Michael Jordan at the time. And shouts out to Two Raw for TV for saying that was a different era. I grew up in the 90s, and I tell you, the 90s was very different. America's not as political as it is now. It wasn't political in the 90s like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta understand, a lot of times people get caught up in the political narratives and they just get emotional and then they get driven by the wrong shit. You gotta understand, like, this stuff is foul, what people do. I just don't understand why people get caught up the fake left and right narratives. But in reality, a lot of these dudes don't even study politics. Probably, I've been talking like this since 2021 and prior. Always had that mindset, but I learned from a good brother named Serene Gray. He broke it down to me like a science and who's really controlling what. That's the thing, I'm not tripping off of individuals being retarded and slow on here. It's just some people just don't know shit. It's like the run off the mouth. They run off the mouth. They run off the mouth in the mill. And I'm just keeping it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? This is something, yeah, 14 minutes in, we jumping today. Yeah, it's going a little longer. It was shorter the last one, but like I said, you got a lot of people talk about a whole lot of garbage on here, and there's more content talking about what's really happening. But you got a lot of people just get upset when people speak the real stuff. Like, the Republicans are always been historically liberal, especially on foreign policy and economics. But the ones that are conservatives, Republicans, what you call conservatives, but they said so-called black conservatives. First of all, they're not black conservatives. These niggas is progressives. They're not even real. Real black conservatives do not exist. They never existed. So you're basically saying conservatives exist in the Democratic Party historically. They have not changed. Just because they go to another party, that does not make them conservative. That makes them liberal. I'll give you an example. Donald Trump was a Democrat pretending to be conservative. He didn't believe in that shit. He was a liberal the whole time. The reason why he wanted to join the Republican Party, because they're liberals. They got money. Liberals got money and they lie about history. They lie about everything. That's why they have so-called white guilt. But they do have guilt. That goes on both sides, both parties, because they don't like niggas like that. That's why I say fuck both parties as a whole, because black people do what the fuck they want to do and they moving different. Okay? Scratch my ear for a minute. I didn't mean to. Sorry. But like I said, niggas get caught up talking about the wrong shit and expect people to not give a fuck. But you got to understand that's the stuff that you poison with. But you got people believing that's the way to go on the world, right? But on the internet, you know, niggas get caught up saying dumb shit, trying to say, "Oh, I did this, I made everything." Nigga, you ain't did a motherfucking thing. You just a fuck nigga that talk a whole lot of shit about females and say, women that, blah, 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 blah. They ain't talking about no women. They ain't women. Those are hoes. These are females. They're rude. They're rude. Be barking all the time, hating on men accountabilities. Come on, man. Why do y'all care so much about what these things think? Because this is bad enough as it is, but you know. Y'all excuse me 1 second. I'm gonna go on mute. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm going on mute. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, somebody try to say Yoki should do adult content, but shouts out to Yoki Stir Up. She don't. I found it on another website. Someone said this and say, ain't nobody gonna watch them guns. They always want to hate on Yoki. If I was those individuals, y'all are weird, bro. She ain't doing that. She got a man. Like, you dudes is weird, man. Why y'all want to expect women to do adult content? I ain't gonna go into what I say about that. No shots at nobody. Shots at the Yoki and Yoki. If you're listening in this in the future, or whatever, this recording, these dudes are weird, mad weird online. I ain't gonna tell you the website who said that. There's some sick shit on that website, but that's a whole other story. They bias to certain people, but you know how the internet is. They see a woman with a nice frame and they get all freaky and that crazy. You see what X has become, right? Formerly known as Twitter, right? X-rated shit, adult shit. But we ain't gonna get into the P where you know people get sensitive with that word. I wish we could say it. It's an appropriate term to say. And like my man said on the with the AVN Awards, he said you gotta do gang bangs and interracial stuff in the adult industry. If you don't, you're not gonna get that award. And told that to a certain female that's in the plus size community. And they're looking at her as an amateur lame. She didn't want to hear that, but she's doing something so she can get more awards. She kind of took that guy's advice. And Lord behold, she's doing it. And I told you, man, you fellas that complain about it, that's y'all's lane. Y'all like adult stars. Y'all like adult entertainment stars. Y'all like entertaining celebrities to be y'all's girlfriends in the so-called manosphere. Y'all niggas is clowns. And the reason y'all clowns, that's y'all's palette. That's y'all's lane to push. Everything I said is coming to fruition with you niggas because y'all always talk about the same shit over and over again. The reason I don't get canceled as much, they got one video of mine that was on a vlog stream, but on the recording, not so much. They tried that shit. They did that years ago with my old channel when I said something crazy. And they popped my ass and popped a whole group of niggas in 2012. But I ain't gonna speak on that. You already know the government would hammer us down and shut us down and pretend to be Chinese meme agents that they are. So you get what you get. But you gotta understand that's how the world is. The world's not gonna go a certain way. It's over, man. Like this country is collapsing. It's over. I don't know who's gonna be president is gonna change that. We'll see. It's a different, the collapse is here, and you already know it's here. It's in other areas, and we ain't gonna speak on the war because the war is irrelevant. That's prophecy. Y'all see the handwriting on the wall, who's who, and it is what it is. But until that, that's all I gotta say. But this is Sunday Dailies, the 49th edition, the 50th edition. We're gonna talk about various things, how to avoid dumbass live streams talking malice of BS, because all it does is create strife and whatever. But I'm gonna end this soon next month, and y'all can enjoy all the episodes of Sunday Dailies because I'm tired of doing Sunday Daily recordings. I'm gonna stick to Wednesday recordings, and you're gonna see that I'm gonna be consistent with the Wednesdays recordings. So I'll drop a little something. I'll talk to you about certain things, and I'll have a title for the Wednesday thing, and I'll record it on the day ahead, and then I'm just gonna say you're gonna capture this on the Wednesday. But you know how that goes. You know how it goes. And I have to keep pushing because I know Tuesday's my recording day. I'll do that all the time, and I'll pick a certain day to do it, and then you'll understand that that's how I got in motion. So yes, I'll be recording. And if I live stream with this same mic, there's a possibility you'll get that. So again, you're gonna get a lot of things in motion like that because Tuesday is an interesting day. So we get our motions in what we fit in. So the live streaming is here and we're hearing it is what it is. So basically, I'm looking at the landscape of YouTube, what it is, and everybody's shifting away and doing different content. So that's a great thing. And everybody's doing it. I've been doing it for a minute since 2023. And you see me, I don't say a whole lot. And I all did that last year. This year, I'm just focused on me only. That's why my shit is growing now. So with that, shalom to the people of Israel and the Gentiles. Shalom to you. Pray to the East, to the Most High Yah. As always, shalom. And until next time, I'll see you on the 50th edition. And yes, we're going to bring some little history content. Not too much, but we're going to bring the ones that you already knew and explain why things were, what my thoughts are when I first saw this years ago in 2012, back 12 years ago. So with that, until next time, I'm signing off and I'm out.